gosh, I finally have been able to get both of you in one room after I don't know how long we have attempted to get together and have you be guests on the second episode of my newly branded podcast under contract. Yes. I mean, it's just so cool for me to work with so many really amazing individuals, not just in life, but when you can surround yourself with like-minded individuals who match your hustle, right? Who are super badass in every respect of what they do, personally and professionally, and come together and be able to have like a candid conversation and just talk about why you're badasses in the industry, right? And right. Well, this is why I wanted to have both of you on here, and not only that, but it's like girl power, really.
Totally.
But I wanted to make sure that we kind of connected. I mean, Lexi, you've been in the business for a while. Sarah, you've been in the business for a while. I've known both of you for over 2.5, maybe 3 years now. We've worked together in some capacity in real estate. And really what I wanted to do today was not only have you guys on because it is my second episode, but I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the things that are going on in the industry, right? It's been crazy, right? Sarah just made the switch over from home warranties and home inspections.
That's right.
She's now an agent with Compass. She's had her license for a while, and now you made the switch.
I did.
Congrats, Lexi's been in title with First American, so they both bring a wealth of information and knowledge to the table about real estate. So I wanted to kind of start first with you, right? I mean, we all know in a transaction the importance of title.
Right.
Talk us a little bit about, walk us through not only the importance of title. I mean, you've been doing this forever, right? And how crazy it's been like lately, right?
Yeah.
With all the crazy things that are going on.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Well, thank you so much for having me. Stoked to be here.
Excited, yes.
And yeah, I mean, I've been at First American for about 5 years now, but in title, probably about 7.
Yeah.
And the last couple of years has definitely been the busiest years for me, and probably all the reps at First American, right?
Yeah.
In this industry. But I love what I do. I think it just comes down to, being authentic and really loving what you do. And I love my clients, so I'm super blessed. But yeah.
It's been nuts, right?
Yeah.
So what's some of the craziest things you've been seeing like lately? With it being, I mean, I've never seen anything like this. And you are picking the best time to get in.
I know. It was like, do or don't.
Right.
Totally.
So being a seller's market, I mean, multiple things are happening right now. What have you seen? I know that's been kind of crazy with title, right? Because I know a lot of times that can really be a deal breaker, right? When stuff hasn't been cleared, right?
Exactly.
So give me an example of something that's been kind of crazy that you've seen that's been like, holy crap, did that shit really just happen?
Right. Well,
yeah. Without naming
not that
names.
I want to talk about it.
No,
but, right? Or throw anyone under the bus.
Yeah.
But, well, as you know, title insurance is super important for you as the seller and also the lender.
Yep.
And, what we're doing is we're making sure that the property's clear of any liens or encumbrances or any defects in title. So what we're doing essentially is doing a title search to make sure everything's clear. So something that happened recently that was kind of crazy, and I guess it happened a lot in 2008, back in the day. But
back when it was, Yeah,
back when it was madness. But it was a notice of default situation, and there was, once a notice of default gets filed, the clock is ticking, right?
Yeah.
So there was a notice of sale coming, and that's essentially when you're at a race against that auction sale. And so it ended up that one of our clients, it went to auction the same day.
Oh no.
And I'll be honest, our that's why I was like, maybe I don't want to talk about this.
Oh my gosh.
But it happens, right?
Right. No, it's like for real.
And human error happens where, if you don't date down the file and catch that notice of sale. So it essentially went to sell the same day as it closed.
Oh.
And so that was, but that's why you have title insurance.
Yeah.
We beat the clock, so it all worked out totally fine. But in a situation like that where that were to happen, then that's why you have title insurance.
Yeah.
Then there would be a claim
that
filed.
So could have gone south so fast.
Right. It could have gone south, and that's what was really scary was my client called me and was like, hey, like, you know, somebody showed up at the house and the buyers are moving in, and so
we're like, wait a minute.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So, but that's what, you know, essentially title insurance is going to protect you from, and you can file claims and stuff. But that almost gave me a heart attack.
Yeah.
I know it almost gave my clients a heart attack, and my title officer, who's been doing this 30 years, is like, this used to happen in 2008 because there were so many filed, you know.
A lot of shit was going down back then.
Yeah. So that's
and the difference between then, and you can attest to this, is 2008, that recession that was going on. There were so many funky, for lack of a better word, unscrupulous lending practices going on.
Right.
Now,
you have a job.
right?
Qualified.
Yep.
Right? Oh my God, wait, you work as you what? You pre-qualified, don't worry about it, I'll draft you a letter, right? Whatever.
Right,
But
right.
now, the difference between then and now is the real estate industry is sustaining what
Totally.
was perceived to be a recession a year ago, and I don't see it slowing down. I really don't.
Not at all, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, I was going to say, I always listen to Tom Ferry podcasts, and he talked about...
You're not supposed to talk about other people's
I'm
podcasts.
sorry,
Lexi,
I know.
stop plugging other fucking people.
Damn it. No, I'm not plugging him, but, no, he
What kind of props is that? Just
Right.
Are you getting paid?
No, I should be. But,
No, but he is good though.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He just talks about the difference. Like in 2008, there was houses being built. There was so much inventory.
Yeah.
We're in such an inventory crisis
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
And rates are so low at a historic low. So I mean, I just don't see it slowing down soon.
So, and not only that, but I'm sure you've noticed too, Sarah, that with the current state as it is, new construction is now starting to ramp up.
Yeah.
Right? Lumber
Huge.
sales
Huge.
increasing
Right.
because of all this. And this is not just California, this is across the fucking country,
Exactly,
right?
yep.
So yeah, there are changes. So if you could give, like, for example, Sarah is transitioning now into real estate, like full-time, right? And I'm so happy and so proud of her. She needed to do it a long time ago, but timing is everything because she
Totally.
is such a hustler, and we're all so dedicated and so blessed to do what we do. What would you say, like, with an agent coming into this climate, right? I know farming is a big thing.
Yeah,
And you and I have
totally.
worked together with farming, and I love that hands-on approach. What would you say for someone like Sarah just coming into it in terms of farming and how to really maximize that?
Totally,
Yeah.
And that's the part of my business I really love is helping agents grow their business, right? So I would say really dialing in on a farm.
Yeah.
You know, let's find a farm that has a decent turnover ratio, doesn't have a dominant agent, a good price point, you know.
I'm like all opposite of those
All
things.
No, you're not. You're far from
no,
that, right?
you're going to
I'm in
have
a very saturated area.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Realtors,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
totally. Which is hard in San Diego, but believe it or not, there are pockets that it's like, oh wow, like nobody's farming here, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you can tell if, you know, like for example, I live in Pacific Beach, and monthly religiously, Gary Kent, you know,
Oh, yeah.
certain realtors every
Who's the
single
other one?
month.
Pete Middleton's another one. No
Yeah.
plugs. What are we doing? Yeah.
No,
for
I'm
sure.
not trying to plug.
No,
anyone.
I'm
But they're-
plugging Pete. Who knows Pete? Everybody knows
But they're
Pete.
doing,
Yeah.
but they're doing it right, you know. So what I like to do as a title rep is, you know, dive into the analytics and the systems and say, hey,
Yeah.
this neighborhood, it's got a dominant agent. He's probably been spending his marketing efforts and farming efforts for
20
years
years.
now.
Yeah.
But hey, this pocket right next door, you know,
Yep.
it has a lot of random agents. Like, let's dive into here. And I always encourage, hey, if you're gonna do one postcard to your farm, save your money, right? Like you want a good 6-month campaign to
Yep.
consistently be marketing, consistently be branding. Otherwise, just don't even do it. So that's what
Yeah.
the advice I give people. And if you're new in farming and maybe you don't have the marketing dollars, okay, like let's get some phone numbers, you
Yeah.
know, let's get some sweat equity. So
Yeah.
it really depends on that agent, where they're at,
Yeah.
what they're willing to do. You know, some people would rather die before they get on the phone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
It's all
just
relative.
depends.
Yeah.
It just depends. Yeah.
That's so cool. Words of wisdom, guys. Words of
right.
wisdom. Sarah, nerve-wracking. What are you going through like right now?
You know
now that
what?
you've switched over, because
No.
you are a badass. You were a badass in your prior, industry. Home warranties, home inspection.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that drew me to you is your level, and both of you actually, is your level of hustle, right? And you
love
become,
hustle.
and
There
you
you go.
become right. You become what you surround yourself with, right?
Totally.
So the fact that you made the transition into real estate, let's talk about why now. Obviously, why now? And what are you kind of going through? I mean, Compass is so blessed to have you. Like, I'm jealous
so
that you're with them
thankful.
and not with me, but that's okay.
I know, I always got you.
Yeah,
I'm always
yeah,
around
yeah,
him.
yeah.
But no, I'm super grateful. It was kind of just a point in my life where I was like, I'm doing really well with this brand, this product. I love my team. Like, I really did feel like either path that I took, I would do well. But I kind of, I'm 33 years old this year, and I was like, if I don't do it now, I'm just not going to do it. And I'm going to look back and be like, man, like, what if I would have taken that opportunity at Compass? Like, and people don't just reach out to you for no reason. You know, you're very well recognized. You're very well recognized. And again, because we hustle. But it's if you don't accept your blessings, they're just going to run right by you.
Yeah.
And I'm just so thankful because I have a really supportive family and a really supportive boyfriend, and people cheering me on, and it's a huge jump because I was so secure.
Yeah.
And I had to work from the bottom to get there, and I think that was the hardest part was like letting go of like all the streets I stomped, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the agents, the rejection, the triumph, like all of that.
Yeah.
So
the comfort, the security.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
Totally
So
get it. Yeah.
Really worked hard to get as far as I had gotten, but I was just like, I was actually sitting at a SDRP brunch, and it was the all ladies brunch, and I just remember them, bantering back and forth about, this person, this, and did you see that on the contract? Can you believe that? And this, and I realized the market was swinging, and these girls, even though they were like, kind of angry in that conversation, I realized, like, these are the girls making the loot. These girls, like, I'm going to have to get a little more skin in the game so that I can have these problems to get to where I'm trying to go and reach the goals and, be the best person that I could be for my friends, for, my partner, for my family.
Everything.
And, ultimately, there was just this huge piece missing that I felt like I could totally do that, and, as much as I loved helping agents and I love our community is so supportive. Like, they they understand, when you find your tribe, like, where you're supposed to be. So I felt like I had found that, but everyone else was getting me so excited about what they were doing that I was like,
what am I missing out on? Yes.
But I was just so proud of them. So, like, so proud of our community, and it just feels good to finally, like, jump in on the other side, and now, like, we're right by each other.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
So what do you have, like, you're full on now with Compass, like you're full on a real estate agent.
Totally.
Yeah, okay.
So,
and I'm sure, you're partnering with some amazing agents. I mean, I'm working with one of your agents right now.
Yes.
And because you've been on the other side, how important it is to really surround yourself with people, like you just said, who encourage your journey, right?
Yeah.
And I know that we have talked about this over the years about how important it is to surround yourself with the right people, right? So that you can accomplish your goals. And I've always known from day one that when you made the transition, you would be a force to be reckoned with, and you're embarking. The path has been made clear for you, and you're now, like, I'm so excited. I'm one of your biggest cheerleaders because I see you I'm in the stands. I'm like that proud mom at a fucking gymnastics meet that I would be like a soccer mom or whatever, cheering on the daughter I don't have.
I know,
right? Like, go Sarah, go, right?
I know, and I feel the same way about you. I was like, oh my gosh, Florida, she's got another show. She's doing so good. Like, kick ass. Yes, go Tim. So you've been an amazing influence to look up to as well. And just to have, like, a strong women around you. Like, I can't tell you how important it is. It's not even like, Compass is an amazing brand. There's a lot of other great brands, but it really just matters. Like, who are you working with? Like, who's your team that you wake up to every day? Who's, rooting for you, helping you? Because it's not an easy industry to be in. It's a lot of fun, but you cry sometimes.
A ton.
It's like sales, you're just bipolar, and it's just it just happens.
This is why we have drugs.
Lots of wine.
Or tequila.
Tequila. She drinks the tequila.
Only the expensive shit. But no, this is all true. This is, I mean, really? Let's just do a plug there. But this is all true, right? And to be able to watch you grow, watch you continue to kick ass, and watch you grow. Believe it or not, you from a distance have helped me become who I am. You've made me go stronger, because the conversations we would have where you were contemplating getting in, and I was like, God, I believe in you so much to do this. Like, I couldn't wait for you to do it, right? And watching you grow in your journey, and then when I found out from Steve or through social media that you made the change, I'm like, fuck yes, you finally did it.
I know.
Right?
That's awesome.
And I'm hoping that Lexi will have the opportunity to work with you at some point, because talk about a woman who knows her shit right here. Like, she knows her shit. She is like, don't worry, they both don't pay me. It's okay. She knows her shit.
I know who to call.
No, she does. And she like gets shit done. Like, I have whenever I know I'm on the other side, on the sell side of a transaction, and I can pick the services, I'm so excited between escrow and title, because I know shit will get done. Like, I don't have to call and go, okay, what's going on here? What's going on here? No offense to anybody else, but when you have service providers that you use,
and they
you're
pick
like,
up their phone at 7 o'clock at night, because all the realtor, we're all just sitting there emailing each other, like, we show property all day. Guess what? We're still working at 12, because that's when we get to talk to each other.
And you know what's so funny is when I call an agent, and I'm sure you can appreciate this, and they answer the phone, I'm like, oh, whoa. I'm like, I'm sorry. Wait.
I was expecting
Thank you so much for answering your phone. And they're like, what? I go, just thank you for answering your phone, right? It is a rarity. It's a rarity to find someone who literally is going to show up and do their shit, right?
Every time.
So I'm just happy that not only we were able to come together and talk about this, but just under contract. What does that mean in real estate? We all know what that means,
it means
right?
You're winning.
Yeah, and just, you've secured it, et cetera. But if we kind of step outside of the real estate world and we think about the contracts we make with ourselves, this is why I decided to rebrand the episode. And I wanted more than anything for you both to be on the inaugural episode, but it didn't work out. But now we're here, and it's important for us to pay attention to those contracts that we make with each other and others, right? The commitments we make. I mean, I can tell you right now, I have broken a shit ton of contracts with my family, with my friends, with work. Does it make us
a lot of holidays?
Right? Does it make us bad people? No, it just means as we grow and evolve, we realize what's important and those contracts that we commit to ourselves. So it wouldn't be the same on an episode of my podcast if we didn't talk about some girly shit, right? And girly shit can be a multitude of things. But before we go into the girly shit stuff, what is one contract you've made with yourself? Sarah, go.
Just to be relentless.
Yeah.
Every single day, get up and go. I mean, even if it's a Sunday and you are taking it easy, I mean, you're still doing things. You're still, you got
5 a.m.
You got your eye on what you got to do, and you're prioritizing,
Yep.
trying to get these things done so that you can get that out of the way. I just always keep moving and, being there and letting my family know every day that I love them, little things that, you just, they know, but you forget to do. And it's just really important to just remind people around you that you're proud of them.
Yeah.
And, that's just another way of showing up for them, because,
Showing
they
up.
show up for you. So you just show up.
Gotta do it.
Yep.
Lex?
Oh man, a contract I've made with myself. I think I'm big on like mantras and affirmations and stuff, and I find myself like having to get myself in the right mindset every day, right? Because I might be depressed or feeling a certain way, and so exercising, I switch it up all the time, but I have certain mantras that I say. So I think I'm pretty religious about that, just because it definitely affects how my whole day goes. If the days that I forget to say my affirmation, sure enough, I'm like, little things are getting to me. I'm kind of like pissed off, and I'm just reacting, right? Instead of kind of, I hate being reactive like that. I hate blowing up. Something that I'm working on, I definitely think I'm a people pleaser. I want to hang out with everybody. I want to attend every happy hour. I want to do everything right. And I think something that I'm working on is just not overcommitting if I really can't make it. And it's something that my friends have even mentioned to me, like, because I grew up in Utah and I have friends, some of my best friends are still in Utah and Hawaii, and they're like, Lex, like, you flake a lot, you flake on us. And I'm like,
it's okay to say no,
But they've been some of my friends since high school, and like, it's not okay to flake on them, and I've missed a birthday with one of my best friends recently, and last 6 months, and it was because of work, you know, and work is so important, and my clients are so important, but I got a lot of shit for it, you know, and I just learned, like, she's somebody that's probably going to be in my life until the day that I die, and if her birthday is that fucking important, I better make sure I'm fucking there.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's something I'm really working on, is trying to think about something before I commit to it, because I disappoint a lot of people, and I don't want to do that to people I really care about. Yeah. So
isn't it interesting when you sit down and you break down the semantics of a word or a phrase, right? Under contract is so cool, and I really belabored the name of the podcast being such, because if you, on initial impression, you can think, oh my God, it's all real estate related, but fucking it isn't. It is literally, we make commitments every single fucking minute of the day, every second, right? And the one thing that I am really super adamant about is, do you guys remember that book called The Four Agreements?
Yes.
Dude, be impeccable with your word.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? That's it.
Yeah.
That's so, I mean, and if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it come hell or high water, right? And just like this big surgery that I'm getting ready to have next week, I remember last year when I found out about my health and how I said, okay, the only alternative for me is to have this surgery. And I remember saying, and I probably shouldn't have said this because it freaking came true, the only thing that's going to prevent me from doing it is fucking COVID. And what happened? I got COVID.
Oh, wow.
Right? Yeah. So be careful about what you say and what you put out there. But under contract is the best thing. And of course, we have to be girly about something. Bad boys are good boys. What do we like? Forget about you being in a relationship, because this has nothing to do with the relationships we're in. This is a girl thing. Go.
Start with you.
Start with
She's like this. Lexi's like you.
Bad.
Yeah.
I mean, every boy is bad. You just I like to make them good for me.
There you go.
But you know, we're all, you know, we all fail. But gosh, boys, man, sometimes they fail.
Yeah.
I don't
miserably.
know. You gotta kind of love them for who they are, and just like have your own happiness in mind. And when shit is just blowing up, you're like, oh, but I'm fine. I'm doing great. That's his problem.
Yep.
You know. So that's, you know, I have an amazing boyfriend, but we all have those moments where, like, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But you know, just roll with it, because even today, as long as you love each other and you care and you're friends and supportive. I mean,
you have to like each other. I mean, come on.
You gotta keep it a little interesting, spice it up a little bit.
Well, there is
Surprise me
something.
once in a while.
Yeah, right. Don't be so predictable, right? There is something about bad boys though that is kind of alluring, right? Where you're just like, fuck. I mean, he's such an asshole, but I like him.
Right.
Like, what is that, right?
Tell us your experience.
Yeah, fucking, I love them. I love them without a doubt. And it's not about fixing them or changing them. It's about keep it fucking interesting.
Keep it real.
Yeah,
really.
and keep it
if
legit.
that's how you are, like,
then
okay,
be
that's
real.
who you are.
Right.
Okay, but like,
don't act like something you aren't.
And I hate the word compromise, but it's like, you know, can you just turn the table a little bit?
Yeah.
And you know, and sometimes
meet me halfway.
And sometimes you gotta let them, you know, taste their own garbage.
No,
I mean, here, you know, then sit in it.
For sure.
You know?
But there is a certain attraction about them, because I will be completely honest. If you are fucking vanilla, I will not like you as a guy, as a boyfriend. I want some fucking Sumatra fucking Kenyan blend in my Starbucks. Like, I don't want like coconut bullshit. Let's get some exotic shit in there. Make it interesting. Make it fun. I'm probably one of the few that are like, because when I have granola, I'm like, oh. Yeah. So then I become the bad bitch, right? The girl that might, okay, let me make some excitement. Let's make it exciting, right? You see how Lexi's deflecting? She's not answering.
She's like
interviewing me. She's like, how about you
guys? And then I'll decide what I want to say. But no, I mean, I don't freaking know, dude. I think you just got to do you. And, you know, I mean, I don't think my mom and dad will watch this podcast, but I just think so many people struggle in relationships.
Can you imagine?
And
we saw you, Lexi.
And I know, shit, Mom. Ignore this one. But it's like, I don't know. I'm with you, right? Like, it seems like at a certain point, I mean, I'm 34. I've been in plenty of relationships, and I feel like at a certain point, it's always kind of ran its course for me. And or for them, right? They're like, I'm done with Lex, or she's not cutting it, or she doesn't know how to fucking cook, or whatever, right? I mean, she
can't even boil water, whatever. That's me. That's me. I'm like, oh fuck, did I let the water go down? It's all burning now.
Right. So I don't know, dude. I don't have it figured out, but there is something to say about maybe not so much bad boy, but confidence. I love, like, I always listen to
Here we go again.
I'm not plugging.
It's all good.
It's like,
Dude, I know. I love that you listen to all this shit. I could learn from that.
All this shit.
I know.
I love listening to stuff.
I just fly by the ass, and that's it.
Yeah.
She just goes.
Fly by the ass.
Dart.
You know? I didn't know your ass flew, but
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I was just gonna say like the neediness, right? And I've been that person on the neediness
Oh, we're all
side,
that
right?
person.
Yep,
It's
yep.
always.
But it's so true. It's like when you're like when I'm feeling like the most confident Lexi, like I'm skimming and I bust a 3 shove or whatever, and I just feel like, I just feel like my life is in a good place. I tend to attract the people that I want into my life, not just men, women,
Yep.
people, right?
Yep.
But it's like when I'm coming from that neediness, like I'm on Bumble, Tinder, like I'm so
Love
fucking
it.
needy. I gotta find, which I have a boyfriend now, but I'm just saying, like,
God.
like when you come from that needy position, I think you attract that, right?
Yep.
So in a guy, the neediness is something that I don't know.
When
if
they're needy?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't
It's
do it.
like
I
such a
can't
turnoff.
do it.
It's
I
such a
can't.
turnoff. So
It's like I'm not breastfeeding you now. I wasn't going to breastfeed you
Yeah.
then, and I'm not going
Right.
to fucking breastfeed you tomorrow. Simple.
Can you make my coffee?
Yeah, can you make my coffee? Yeah. Yeah, it's just, there's something about it, right?
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Well,
So you just like.
Yeah, what about
Let-
you,
let's-
Tam?
let's-
I'm
really interested.
What are you up to?
You got all the questions.
I
but we want to hear
mean,
more about
life
your
is
love
good,
life.
right? Life
Yeah.
is good. I've been dating the same guy. He's
Oh,
so
yeah.
far from being needy. He's like the opposite of needy.
He's
So you have a
cool.
boyfriend.
Yeah,
I remember
Sarah met
when we
him.
first started
Awesome.
dating.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I was wondering later,
Yeah.
because I see all her shows and the property guys and da da da, and I'm like, is she still dating him?
Yeah.
But it must be going so well.
Yeah.
Right.
That, you don't hear about it if it's going well. You only hear
Right.
about the bad stuff. So
I keep everything separate, right?
Yeah,
Because
good for you.
I'm so dedicated to my work that if anything, and I hate to say this, and if Chris sees this and watches it, whatever, he has thick skin. But I don't allow shit to affect my livelihood, period.
Totally.
Period. And he understands that. So with that in mind, I kind of look at it like this. Like if you want to get in my my sandbox and play with me and my toys, then you better bring some good toys to come into my sandbox and play.
sure.
Otherwise, don't come into my sandbox.
Yeah.
Right? Because I got a lot of
good
shit
one.
going on.
I'm building castles
haven't
over
heard
here.
Yeah,
in my
right? I mean,
sandbox.
Exactly.
That's the contract I've made with myself. As I get older, and we both have disclosed our age here, I'm going to be 55 next month. And I'm like, dude, less is more.
Right.
No bullshit. We've earned our stripes. And especially as women, we get to a certain age where we're like, fuck you, you, and you. Right? I've been there.
have
I've
to.
done it. And I'm done.
You're just
You gotta
That's
have
it.
some boundaries. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just happy we were able to come together today and just kind of talk a little
Yes.
real estate,
So
talk
proud
about what's
of
going
you.
on in our lives,
Yeah.
and do a little
So
girly
proud
talk. But you guys, legit, badass agent. Compass is blessed to have you.
Thank you.
Sarah,
So
be
blessed to
thinking
have
about her because she's about to be a trailblazer. Badass title rep over here. All my title needs. Like, I'm spoiled by her and everything
Lucky
that
to
she
work with you.
hustles. First American.
Crush
If you
it.
ever need, like, any title needs,
Yes.
Lexi.
Call me.
First American. Big plug.
DM me.
Badass. Great women. Wonderful people to have in my life. I'm so proud of both of you. Thank you for taking the time. I know everything is kind of last minute and everybody's busy and whatnot,
Thanks for
but
having us.
Wouldn't miss
Real.
Tam.
I hope there's more to
Anything
come.
super blessed to have both of them. You guys check it out. Episode 2 under contract. Make it a great day today. Peace out. Go make somebody happy in life.